I hope this gets the Blue and On guys going too, like into calling everybody a pet in the Republican Party at least.
I mean, it really does raise some questions.
Yeah.
It would be irresponsible not to speculate.
Yeah, pedocon theory is not. It's like a theory as the the theory of gravity is a theory.
All of it. So now by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just, you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. It only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically going to puke probably right now.
Oh.
My mouth is watering right now. because I have integrity. And
I'll tell you something right now. Look, I'm going to try and cry. One of the ways I try and cry is I get the sweat that drips off my forehead into my eyes, and I do that by doing this.
Okay, so I watched this whole video yesterday, and let me tell you, first, one of my favorite things that Alex Jones does is he drives on the Texas highway, usually going 25 miles an hour, because there are cars passing him both on the left and the right, which I always find very strange. So he's not even on the rightmost lane.
In a Honda Element.
I like to drive in the middle.
Yeah, and it's not a self-driving car, and this is important because he films himself while driving and talking, and he uses his hand while he's filming himself with one hand, as in no hand is touching the steering wheel the entire time when he's communicating. Right now he's parked, but in the beginning of this video he actually does drive to the parking lot. Another thing that I love that Alex Jones does.
Why is he doing that?
I have no idea.
Look at the lighting.
But he will swap hands to use not to grab the steering wheel. He'll swap hands on the camera to change the camera to use his other hand to speak from time to time. And I mean, that man is a menace on the roads of Texas. I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten into a car accident already.
He looks like he's aged. This has been difficult for him.
Well, I mean, I think he's doing Ozempic because I can see his neck now, and it's weird. It's weird to be able to see his neck. Like there was, I was reading the comments of my last video because I commented on this. I did a video on this, and people were like, "I didn't realize this was Alex Jones until you pointed it out." Like that's what people were saying.
It really does. He looks different. Let's, and he also looks like he might. There's like
might be on the verge of tears.
He's got a little bit of like a stroke thing going on with his lip. Seems as I mean maybe listen. I came from the dentist the other day to do an interview, and I had a lot of Novocaine. So I'm willing to and give him some wide berth here. But go ahead.
Because
I gotta squeeze out.
I have integrity.
Bad audition.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country, and they're doing so much good. And then for them to do something like this tears my guts out. And, the left, they're all complicit. They're open.
Oh, yeah.
We know they're pure evil. And they all think it's all funny. Oh, look, Alex is sad. The MAGA's tearing itself apart. Your globalist masters literally want you to eat bugs and live in a 5G, 200 square foot coffin apartment.
What?
Look at the left. Look at them all posing with their Pfizer shots, looking like dead zombies. I mean, come on. You guys are sick.
As opposed to Alex Jones' beacon of health.
You shouldn't look at those of us that have a soul still and have integrity in pain over this and celebrate, you dumb pieces of fucking shit.
Okay, the funniest part about this.
Your own self.
The funniest part about this is that in the beginning, because this is the end of this commentary, this car rant, which, by the way, Alex Jones being a car rant guy is kind of sad. I mean, it's a little bit of a fall off from like being the most important media member in the right. Years and years of integrity. But his cope for the Jeffrey Epstein files, the client list not being released, and the very clear attempts at like trying to pack this up by Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, both QAnon guys, right, and Pam Bondi, who was also a prosecutor in the state of Florida.
Attorney General. Yeah.
Attorney General in the state of Florida during the Epstein stuff from 2011 to 2019, interestingly, just like Alexander Acosta, Trump's former labor secretary, was
Alan Dershowitz represented both Epstein and Trump.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of connections there with Jeffrey Epstein. But Alex Jones's cope for all of this, the no revelation, after making this like a signature part of his career for understandable reasons, was Trump's attending to blackmail the blackmailers with the blackmail. He's taken down the deep state. That's the only reason why he won't release these files. He's using the blackmail, the pedophile blackmail, against the deep state right now. That's what he's saying.
It's like the end times people who like just, they did the math wrong, right? Whenever they said the world was going to end. It's just there's always a new layer to this. It's funny too, like Trump is both the strong man but also always the victim of everybody around him in like the right-wing circles. Like
I think the problem for Jones is this has ended. This was my meal ticket for almost a decade, and I was relying on at least 2 or 3 more years of this.
I think like,
how am I going to? I need to raise money. I need to raise money badly.
President Trump, throw me a bone. Why won't you throw me a bone? Just say like Hillary Clinton's a pedophile or something.
I needed the fund to get to Mexico, where I was hoping to hide out with the money that I've scuttled away.
He's a how like the law enforcement will turn informants in the mafia when they're in like a desperate situation or that kind of thing. The FBI and the CIA and the deep state gotta reach out to Alex Jones.
If
they haven't already.
I'm sorry. If you don't,
you're pure evil. Even
I don't think they haven't already.
That.
I think Alex Jones has been a government operative.
Oh, that's what I used to say. Was like if Alex Jones didn't exist, the CIA would invent him. Just because how else can you channel people's political energy down a complete wormhole? Now, essentially, it's like a self-licking ice cream cone. They don't need to seed it anymore. It's a whole industry.
I think the role he played for years and years was like the one truthful thing that he would speak on, packaged in between like lizard people conspiracies to make the one truthful conspiracy seem also ridiculous. Because like, why are you going to trust the interdimensional vampire guy when he says that there are, mass government surveillance operations taking place? It might have been a broken clock situation, or it might have been a deliberate attempt by some agents that were feeding him reliable information every now and then, and then feeding him a whole bunch of nonsensical bullshit. So either he was like a willing participant or an unwilling actor here. But I think the role that he played in American political discourse remains one of major worth, at least in the beginning, for the intelligence community.
He had a moment that I see as analogous to I don't know what that crackling is, but he had a moment. There was a moment where Tucker Carlson was on C-SPAN in 2000 talking about Bill O'Reilly, and he had written a book, and he was like, Bill O'Reilly's populism is fake, and it's not going to last. He's going to get some stewardess is going to say he's going to yell at some stewardess, and the whole thing is going to fall apart. And I think Tucker Carlson realized over the years, like, no, it didn't. And when he got into Bill O'Reilly's slot, he pretended like he was the everyman. And there's a similar clip of Alex Jones talking about David Icke, a British guy who came up with all the changeling lizard people stuff. And he said, he's the turd in the punch bowl while I'm giving real information, back in the day. And I think Alex Jones realized at one point, like, actually, no, I can
be the turd in the punch bowl.
I can be the turd in the punch bowl and do much better. And that, I think, is, where it landed him. He just got caught, essentially.
But I do think that like conspiracy theories play a really important role in political discourse in perpetuity. It's not like a new phenomena.
John Birch Society.
Absolutely. And the reason why, I mean, we're seeing it in popular discourse now. It's never been as we've never been as conspiratorial as we are now, for sure.
That's because I think of tech.
Yeah. That definitely, social media plays a major role in it. But the reason why it plays a formative role is because it's a byproduct of liberalism. If the world in this like spiritual idealized version is built around the good bad dynamic, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, instead of an underlying materialist analysis for how history is moving, then you ultimately have to find villains, and those villains have to be, shadowy figures that are in cigar smoke filled rooms, and like backdoor deals that are moving society in a direction for pure evil, rather than doing it in broad daylight through class interests that they express with regular frequency with no pushback whatsoever. And I think that's the reason why liberalism needs a perfect bow to basically wrap this ordeal around. And that's why so many people find themselves swept away with conspiracy theories, because they have no like real way of looking at the world and analyzing the events that unfold in a way that I think the chattel slavery system required some kind of different reasoning for why black people could be enslaved, because if they convert to Christianity, you can't enslave them because the Bible says you can't enslave Christians. So then racial dynamics come into play, where black people are considered a second-class citizen, or not even a citizen at all, not humans at all, in an effort to justify slavery, chattel slavery, and then what came out of that? Scientific racism, the debunked science of phrenology and eugenicists, right? That was a way to logically wrap everything up in this neat little logical system. If they're actually scientifically found to be not human, then it justifies all of the untold amounts of cruelty that slavers could do to black people.
I mean, we see that today with trans folk. I mean, that is it's a similar project, right? I mean, to label trans people as, psychologically broken or some type of defect, then the logic follows from that. So is your argument that liberalism is so moralistic that it creates it takes it out of the material realm and makes it just a question of good or bad, or some type of like
liberalism mystifies class dynamics deliberately in an attempt to justify its existence, and because it's the monoculture, both Republicans and Democrats alike exhibit liberal tendencies, and ultimately, if you want like a completely if you want like a full moral system surrounding liberalism, you have to inevitably arrive at like villains in society, and those villains are usually they're Jewish people. That's usually what it points to, like lizard people, which is an analog. But I think it's a necessity for people that are seeking out like why the systems exist in the ways that they do. They're like, I want to scratch the surface of this information. I want to find out exactly why life seemingly keeps getting worse and worse. And when people are desperate and they are completely shut off from this alternative way of looking at it, from looking at it even from the basis of like sociological experiments, or looking at it from the basis of dialectical materialism, they inevitably arrive at this fantastic narrative of good bad people,
right?
And they find themselves swept away with conspiracies.
It's individualism.
Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.